Awesome sauce, people. That's what we're going to talk about today. And it's not the kind of sauce you're thinking, you disgusting motherfuckers. That's not what awesome sauce means. I'll tell you what it means in just a second. It's Monday again. It's the 17th of February, 2025, and it's 2:30 p.m. here in Germany. This is the Insanity Report for today. And yeah, we're going to talk about awesome sauce. My buddy K-Mag in Texas, he used that word, that phrase for the first time, and I was like, yeah, that's a good way to describe it. Awesome sauce. No shit. And it's kind of a... last week I did a video about accountability, arrest, prison time for some of these bureaucrats and other government actors that should be put in prison or should face some sort of charges for what they have done. And I think that there is going to be some accountability coming. But K-Mag makes a good point, and I'm going to reiterate his point here, okay? The fact is, a lot of the people we all want to see get thrown in prison and the key thrown away are not going to go to prison. That's probably true, right? There are things that we consider affronts to us and to our freedoms, and that we consider should be crimes, but they're not really crimes. A lot of these bureaucrats were following certain instructions, certain orders. They may have not known certain things. So to put everybody that we think should be held accountable in prison is never going to happen. But I think personally, and maybe it's a little bit of hope, maybe it's a little misguided hope, I think personally that there will be some people, even Fauci, I think, is going to face some trouble because the states are going after him. There's, I think, 17 states that have convened now to file charges against Fauci. There's investigations running against him. And of course, his BS preemptive pardon certainly doesn't cover state crimes, if it even covers federal crimes at all, because yeah, this preemptive pardon thing is still something to be discussed. And the way K-Mag describes this is that, look, everything we get out of the Trump administration that exceeds the expectations we had, and right now that's already a lot of things. That's awesome sauce, and we should just be happy with that, right? We should be happy with the awesome sauce and not concentrate on the few things that may not happen and then tear Donald Trump down as if he didn't live up to our expectations. Because the thing is, if we're going to be totally honest here, Donald Trump right now has gotten, in the first month of his presidency, probably more done than any president I've ever seen in their whole term. Right? And I'm not exaggerating. I know it sounds hyperbolic, but really, the other presidents that I've seen over my lifetime have not done shit. They've basically been the guardians of the status quo. That's how things have gone, and that's pretty much it. I even asked my parents, and my dad was a general in the Marine Corps. I even asked my parents, name one thing in your lifetime that the government has done that greatly benefited the people of the country. And they couldn't come up with anything. My dad came up with one thing, and that was that they stopped the draft. But they stopped the draft 40 years ago? I don't know, a long-ass time ago, right? And that's it. So in all of the time democracy was there, you know what I'm saying? And all of the time we've lived in democracies. Even my parents and my father, who is a loyal government, military person, right? Still could not come up with one thing other than stopping the draft. So that's pretty bad. That's a pretty bad track record, I would say, right? And so emotionally, I feel like a lot of people need to be held accountable, you know what I'm saying? And they need to face charges, face prison. But in all reality, Trump can only do so much, right? And right now, his list of pros way outweighs the list of cons at this moment. And to be totally honest, guys, if we don't see every last person we want to go to prison, that is still no reason to turn our backs on Trump or his administration, the right wing, the MAGA movement, any of that. Because the fact is simple, a lot of these people, there's a lot of things that we as lay people don't know about the law, right? I'll be the first to admit, I don't know everything about the law. I have impressions in my head of how the law should work, but we all know that the law does not work the way we think it should. As a matter of fact, a lot of times it works contrary to what we think should be the case, just because of certain clauses, amendments, contract situations. So we can expect all of these people. You know, one of the groups of people that I think should be put in prison are Border Patrol agents that knew they were trafficking children, but did it anyway because that were the orders from the Biden administration. Personally, I think those people should be held accountable and put in jail. They were knowingly trafficking children, and their only excuse is, well, Biden told me to, so, I mean, Biden's God, right? No, these people should have quit their jobs. They should have made hay about it. They should have become whistleblowers. They should have done everything else except traffic children knowingly. But they didn't. They chose to just follow the line. They told us to do this, we're going to do it. We're mindless robots that's just going to do it. But I almost can guarantee you, none of these people are going to prison, right? Because they will be able to hide behind the I was just doing my job thing. And, you know, what they're just not going to be held accountable. They're just not. You know what I'm saying? And another thing that I think that there's not going to be much accountability for is COVID. You know, maybe Fauci, maybe some of these higher ups that were engaged in gain of function research, and you know, maybe the vaccine companies will get held accountable because they didn't deliver a vaccine that immunized against COVID. They delivered it too late per the contract that Donald Trump drew up about it, and they didn't make an effective and safe vaccine per the contract that they got that also clears them from immunity. So seeing how they didn't deliver on the contract, they might be able to get sued. They might face some consequences. Fauci and the higher ups that were engaged in gain of function research might be held to consequences. But to be honest, governors that locked down their states and didn't let people visit their grandparents in dying situations, they're going to be able to hide behind, look, I can't let people with COVID-19 into an elderly care facility. I just can't do it. I'm risking those people's lives. The elderly are the ones that are getting hurt the most from this, blah, blah, blah. They're going to be able to hide behind all of these things. And there are many government bureaucrats that will be able to do the same thing. And that, for people like us, is going to be extremely disappointing. But I would ask you, look for the awesome sauce and be happy with the awesome sauce, right? Be happy with the awesome sauce. Look at how much Trump has already accomplished, and it hasn't even been 1 year. Let's stand for, right? It's been a month. So if he keeps going at anywhere near this pace of doing things that are pro-America, for the American people, for the American economy, and he's keeping his promises, I think that demanding impossible things is a stupid fucking strategy. You know, K-Mag and I were talking about it today also, and this is also why I decided to do the video. You know, people should start keeping a list. As a matter of fact, maybe we'll do it on our respective podcasts, but we're just going to start keeping a list, a tally list of pros and cons for Trump, right? And I'm telling you, the pros outweigh the cons. And as long as that's the case, people should just be satisfied, right? Not everyone is going to face accountability. I'm sorry. Now, when I put up my video last week saying that accountability is coming, I do think accountability is coming in different forms. And not all of it's going to be prison time and electric chair and guillotines and all the shit. That's probably, all those things are probably not going to happen. There might be some people that will serve a little time. There might be some people that will serve a lot of time. But a lot of the people that you and I have in our sights are probably going to get away. They're probably going to get away, right? They may have to step down from their job. They may not get elected again. They'll get some sort of karma, right? Like Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff, for example, that motherfucker's got to go to prison. He's an evil, conniving, rotten motherfucker. But legally, there probably is nothing we can do against Adam Schiff, right? Legally, there's probably nothing. You know what I mean? The same thing with the judges that are now trying to go against Trump, right? We could impeach those judges, right? So they'll be impeached, but they probably won't be convicted. So they're still going to keep their jobs. They're still going, but they'll be impeached. It'll send a warning signal to them. But they won't be gone because they defied Trump. They just won't. You know what I mean? They won't, because they are going to be able to hide behind all kinds of judicial protections that they have, right? So they probably also will not face jail, prison time. They will not face any jail time. Juan Merchan's not going to face any prison time or jail time, and they're going to remain judges for the most part. I'm sure they probably will. So, along with the awesome euphoria that we're experiencing at the moment, watching Doge work and watching these things, these government agencies, these clandestine government agencies collapse in front of our faces, that is great. That's the awesome sauce. I mean, we weren't expecting this, right? We were expecting Trump was going to do some shit. He's learned some stuff. You know, he'll get some things done, but we were not expecting this kind of movements, these kind of movements and this kind of success at the very beginning in the first month. So we're already in the awesome sauce territory, and I would just like to tell people, look, hope for accountability, try to get accountability where you can, but don't all of a sudden turn on Trump and his administration and what they've done just because you don't get every single little thing you want, right? The fact is, there's a lot of people that are going to be able to hide behind contractual things, behind federal, Congress is going to be able to hide behind some sort of immunity, you name it. That's why I'm telling people, if you want accountability for congressional people or senators, primary them, right? Primary them. Almost all of them exclusively have been knowingly a part of this USAID funding. They haven't done their job. They haven't checked where the money's been going. They haven't audited these people. They've just rubber stamped their budgets over and over and over again, and they're all a part of it. In my opinion, all of the senators and all of the congressmen, except for the brand new ones, right? The Marjorie Taylor Greenes and the new people, right? They should all be primaried because they are part of this USAID monster bullshit, right? Yeah, they're on the bandwagon now. Yeah, they're doing their best now, and they're all pro-Trump and go Doge and yeah. That's because they've got no other choice, right? If they want to save their career at all, they're going to have to get on the Trump train, and they're going to have to praise everything that's going on. They're going to have to be on board with it all, right? But believe you me, if tomorrow Donald Trump were to just suddenly disappear and they could turn that shit back to the status quo, they would. So in my mind, all of those people have to go, right? And if you want accountability as a citizen, you can do that at the ballot box, right? And you can get rid of these motherfuckers. And that's what I think you should do. That's my opinion, right? You know, that's what I think. Yeah, if they do a good job for the next 2 years, you could try give them another chance. Sure, go. That's another 2 years. Trump's still there. They'll still be on the bandwagon. But after Trump goes, and depending how the next presidential election goes, who knows what they're going to do, right? My opinion is those people will go right back to the status quo as soon as they fucking can. They'll keep rubber stamping. They'll keep funding every stupid shit that whoever dreams up, right? I think they're going to go back to the same thing. So I think we need a new group of people running the show, and not Mitch McConnell, who just brain freezes right there in the middle of a fucking talk, right? These people are fossils. They're dying in front of our eyes, and they've got to go, right? Mitch McConnell's got to go anyway. He voted against pretty much every cabinet pick Donald Trump had. So whoever's still voting for Mitch McConnell, you're not on our side. I'm sorry. That's too bad, but you're not. You're not MAGA. You're not a part of MAGA. You're an old guard Republican that no longer exists, right? No longer exists in the public and throughout the citizenry. They don't exist. So, anyway, concentrate on the awesome sauce. Be happy with the awesome sauce and say, look, I've gotten more than I ever could have wished for. And if some people then get away, just know karma will get them at some point. And for those that you still have power over to primary, do that. All right, guys, that's my little speech for today, my preaching for today. You know, keep an eye on what these people are doing and make a tally list. That's it. That's all I can say. If the pros outweigh the cons, they're a good candidate, they're a good pick, and they're doing a good job. That's how you need to grade these people. All right, guys, if you want to get all of my stuff, including the articles that I write, then on the screen you will see my Substack. Go ahead and subscribe there. You can do it for free, but you can also do it for $5 a month to support me. I would greatly appreciate that, of course. That's where you will get all the content, because Substack does no censorship, also publishes the articles and the videos, and everything goes right to your inbox as soon as it's published. If you subscribe there, that's the place to go. All right, people, Have a good one. We'll see y'all tomorrow on the next Insanity Report. Peace out.